is the person name?
Hello, sir.
Where he belong to? What is his mail ID, mobile number? What is his parent name? Which city? From there, where he stay? We put it all those things. What is
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Sir,
Yes,
yes, you
yes.
can share your
Yeah.
screens. I already gave the multiple screens sharing. You can continue.
Okay, sure, sure. Hi, David. Yeah, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Naveen here.
Yeah, Naveen. Yeah, yeah. Let's like continue for the session. Okay. Yeah, before we start, like, do you have any clarification regarding last session?
I don't have anything from the last
Okay,
session.
okay,
I'm good.
okay, fine. Okay, okay. Let me share my screen and we'll start exploring the new things. Okay. So yeah. So did you get chance to work on the sample data set, or like you were still struggling for installation and all? You need to keep practicing that, okay? So that like
Yeah,
if you have any doubts or any clarification, then you can raise to me. Or else, like, if you are finding any difficulties or anything for installations or anything, you can put it, okay, to me. Okay. Anyways, last session we saw like how we are importing this thing, and after that, like, the transformations of the things, okay? So like, we'll explore the further other options that available for the transformations of the data. If you see, like, when what we did last session, we import the one sample Excel sheet and use different transformation mechanism, isn't it? So same like transform data. If you see, another Power Query editor will open up. So this is the Power Query editor, and what we can do, we can import different data sources here or a fresh data source here. 1 minute, I'm getting a call. 1 minute, just. Yeah. So yeah. So once we had the data, like, we saw the different options. Like, we saw the remove columns if you do not need any columns. If you want to transform any particular columns, we saw like data type change, splitting of the columns, like those options we have discussed last session. Let's say now we will be choosing other options to there. Once the data is there, we have four views, right? One is the home view, one is the transform view, another add column view. Why it is not minimizing? Yeah, add column view, and there is a particular which is only displaying the view and the tools. So in the transform data, we have those options are there. Now, if you'll see the transform data, so these are basically like the main transformations which is required to be performed. Like in our data set, whatever it is there, if you want to move the different options are there, that is by right clicking that we'll get different options, right? Like we saw, like, remove other columns, duplicate and duplicate columns, all these things we saw. Okay, now from remove duplicate on we'll go. So, like, while transforming the data, if the data is required to be remove the duplicate, then we can choose this option. Okay, let me, for that purpose, let me close and put another data set. Okay, once you open this one, we're going to put a transform data, and we are going to create a new source. Okay, and let's say suppose the same Excel file will go on. It will display all the available options here. So we are choosing it. Return one. Okay. So if you see this particular data set, you will find there are many duplicates, right? Return yes,
Here,
return yes, return is yeah.
here I had a question like in the queries. So
Yeah.
when you are selecting the returns, right? Returns one. So there is also a returns. One of the column will be there. So is it a duplicate of that one? Yeah, how it will be?
Yeah, this is intentionally I put to demonstrate you like the data set. It has many duplicate. I put it return actually like let's say suppose you have such data set, okay, and your requirement is to insert or to display only the distinct data. Okay, then how will perform that? Okay, that is what I was saying you. So let's say suppose this particular data set, if you see there are around more than 100 rows are present and fewer yes, fewer no, fewer return, right? The data set is there. You could have many other data set like like some number or some things are there in your data. So let's say suppose your requirement comes to insert or to load or to display only the unique data, then how like you are going to perform? This is the options like remove duplicates. If you see remove duplicate, that means it is automatically doing the duplication remove for you. No need to write explicitly any query. Just simply like the transformation is there. One of the transformation, it will remove duplicate or we will remove duplicate for you. Did you got it or like I mean
No, I
anything
got
else?
the point. So my question is regarding the queries. In the query session, column is there, right?
Yeah.
There you had selected returns one, right? So instead of they are so one more column, one more field like returns is there.
Here returns,
Can you,
yes, like column one. You are saying about
not
this.
here, not no, no, no. Can
See,
you go back?
okay, yeah, this is the
So
previous step.
at the time of while taking the data Excel sheet or anything to the as a data source,
Hmm.
so there we are getting some of the columns on the left side, right? So one is like orders, returns.
Okay. These are nothing but the store. Okay, let me open my Excel sheet. Okay, better you will understand. So this is a sample sheet which I have prepared. Okay, let me open it Excel file. You can understand. You can able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. So here what's happened in this particular data, I have created three tabs here. Okay, you can see one is called orders, one is called PP. Okay, another is called returns. Okay, I have the three data set I have created.
Yes,
Got it? So
yes, I
in
got it.
this data set, yeah. So here what happened in orders, the data is for all the order or transaction are there. Here is the people, like the person and their region, assigned region is there and the return is there. Now let me import the same data and display to you. Okay. I was working on this particular return value. Okay. So return means these are the product ID or order ID it get returned. Like I'm giving an example. We can create another Excel also, like for demonstration purpose. Let me create another Excel so that you can understand. Okay. If you are confused. Okay. So let's say suppose this is a sheet which is the employee. Okay. Employee. As an example, I created a new Excel sheet employee. Let's say suppose employee number I have, and let's say suppose it's a department or something. Okay, let's say suppose I put it one, two, three, and by mistakenly, let's say suppose I have added too many other rows also. Uh, one, two, three, I can repeat it. Okay, let's say department, some random department I'm putting it. Oh, what am I- okay. So data could be any format. I mean to say the data could be any format. Let's say in this particular example, I have, okay, employee number and department. That's it. Two columns and department are there displayed here. Okay. Let's say suppose this particular data set which we created, it is created named as employee.xls. Okay. Now let me open the data set. Okay, I'll close this particular data set which is there. Okay, so let's suppose I will put it new data source, transform data. Here I want to import a new source. Okay, Excel file. I will new source import Excel file. Let's say this time I choose the employee. Once we choose this particular Excel file, it will show me which sheet to import. So I selected this sheet 1. Okay. So sheet 1, it will display these are the data, isn't it? We created. So once we press OK, it will represent or it will display all the data present on that particular sheet. So far you got it or any doubt so far?
Sorry, I got it. I wasn't.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So now let's say suppose you will notice that in the department, I have some duplications are there. So XYG is there, here ABCs are there, XX. Your requirement is to now remove duplicate. What you will do? Simply right click and remove duplicate. This is a easiest step where you are going to remove the duplicate.
Okay.
If your requirement is there to remove the duplicate, if it is not there, then why you are going to duplicate? There are many other ways, like we'll be discussing that. But during the transform, Power Query Editor, transform is one of the very important or the critical things to clean our data or to massage our data so that it will be prepared for our report. So there are other options are there, like we saw. Okay, remove errors. If there is any errors or something, it can be removed. But there is no such error. We have not defined this error. So this cannot be defined. If you are putting some formula, I will show you how we can do the remove error. Okay. So these are the options readily available, which can be done. Okay. So similarly, like we saw last time, split columns, isn't it? Split columns is nothing but if you see this data type,
Yeah, here only I'm asking you.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tell your question. Yeah.
No, now you had selected one of the data sources,
Okay.
right? So in that orders
I'll
returns, there,
I'll go
so
to
there,
that.
one of,
I'll go to that. Yeah, I'll go
yeah,
to that screen again. Okay. So here it's showing me get data. Get data
yes,
has various option and we choose the Excel
Excel sheet.
in the yeah. Now here it's asking me which file you will choose. Now I
Make
put
sure
it.
you had selected, yeah.
Yeah, I
Of
selected.
here, hold on for a second. So you
Yeah,
are
sure,
selecting
sure.
like, so there is orders, peoples and returns is there. So below that orders 3 or peoples 2, returns 1 is all, once again we are showing up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is the reason why I asked you what exactly this is. Why we are taking,
No,
why we are taking every time it will be received or how it will be acting.
no.
Because
Yeah. This is by default like it is created sample data set and it is stored or saved. So that's why it is showing it. We can also ignore this one or we can remove this one. It is nothing to worry. Orders,
okay,
people and returns is our original data set, the first three. This is created. Okay,
so
so
these are the
if you
by
see
default
this,
which are created.
yeah. If you see and you can understand, see the combination or the uh the original sheet is represented in some other color. Okay, and these are
I got it.
created or saved data set. Okay, so
Yeah.
this one. Okay, so let's say my requirement is to load the other one. So I have to select that particular sheet and I will select that. Once the data sheet is available for you, okay, once the data set, see, once the order is there, we transform and we save, it will create another sheet. Okay, so let's
Duplicate.
say our order ID. Last time, like what we saw, so I was saying, It is the split column. See, where is the split? Yeah, split columns. Okay. So it was asking us options like split by delimiter, split by character, split by position,
My
like
position.
whatever option is there. Here also option, I'm saying like in home also, home ribbon. This is called ribbon. Okay. So if you open the ribbons, so these options are there, split. Okay. So here we can also, sorry, we can also use this one. Also like the split, sorry, transform, the split column options are there. So this option, I mean to say that there are multiple ways where we can transform on data. Somebody can do that. This is the correct also. Split columns. Somebody can go to home and they can select split columns. These are the commonly used shortcuts. In the transform also, like we will find the split columns. Okay. Similarly, format. If you want to convert this particular into lowercase, uppercase, or any other case, so these are the options are left. An example. Let's say zip mode. I want to convert. Somebody say your requirement comes to represent in a capital letter. What you will do? You will go format and you will say put it to uppercase. You can notice that here all the zip mode are converted into uppercase, isn't it? Okay. Similarly, if your requirement is there to convert into lowercase, so what we'll do? All are lowercase. You're getting it. So one step, whenever we are doing in the query settings, the steps are getting added. Okay. Yeah. 1 minute. Yes. Okay. So you got it, right? This option.
Yes, I
Similarly,
got
we
it.
have, yeah, yeah. Okay. Similarly, we have other format also. Init cap each word. Init cap is nothing but it will be capitalized the first character of the word. So second S will be capital, class will be capital. So these are the okay, yeah. Okay. Uh Again, like there are some options are there. We have the options to group by also and fill also. Okay, now before that, I want to say move. There is options like let's say suppose you want to move this column to any other positions. Your requirement is to first so the in your data set display the zip mode as a first column. So you can quickly drag and drop. Let's say suppose I want to move it here. Isn't it? It's moving. Or else other option is there. Right click, you can say move. Move is here. You can put it either left, right to begin to end. Let's say my requirement is to put or place this first towards the end. Right click simply and it will go to the end option, or right click move to the begin, so it will the data set will move that, because the same way or same order it is there in the reports, like we are going to see it, this option. Got it? This option.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. So similarly, like we have on pivot options there. Pivot and on pivot options are there, like where we will be discussing that. Okay. Now, okay, one of the options is rename this applied state. Okay. These steps, like whatever we are doing, it is getting added over here. So we can simply add the steps as per our requirement. Let's say, suppose your requirement is uppercase. We can say uppercase to, let's say, zip mode, right? I can put or provide any steps to my, as per my understanding. So I can rename it. Got it? Rename to sleep mode. Okay, as per my requirement, I can do that. I can remove the steps, each of the steps as per my needed. If I don't need any, like, sleep mode to be lowercase or shipment, so I can remove it. So it is asking me, are you sure you want to delete step people deleting? It may affect subquery steps, which would be, yes, your query to break delete. I can change at any point of time, or I can move any steps. Okay. Or I can move here, move before, move after. Like if sequentially you are doing anything, you can do that. You can delete until end, you can insert after, like all these things you can do it. Or you can move your steps as you desired or as you like. Now is another important factor is the date one. Before we change the date, we have to modify our date data types, right? So okay, for data type changing is now this is yeah, yeah. See here, if you notice like ship date, order date, and other date. So these are not by default, it is coming as data type. So that options like we saw the data type change modification is like date format, date time, whatever it there, you can convert it. Okay, insert step. Okay, the data type is permanent. Like here by default format is dd mm by yy. So any other format, like if you wish also that you can also modify. Okay, date filter, if you want to also put a filter in your data set, like you can also do that. Let's say suppose you are filtering before some date, it will ask. Like let's say suppose this is a basic filter thing. So if you want to put a data filter type, okay, let me put December 31st, 2020. Okay, is before this data I want to display it. So there is no record as such. So it is not filtering. Or if you want to filter, let's say suppose most relevant 2018, 16 data there, right? After, let's say, suppose I want to put 2016 data. I will put that first January 2015 onward. Okay. So see the data here now is displaying onwards 2016 onwards data. Similarly, let's say suppose you want to add any filter data if you want to see only after 2018. So how will filter? Data filter or okay equal is equal. You have the option 2018 onwards. So January 2018 onwards, I want to display that. So why did I not order date base equal? Okay, it's equal. Okay, after is after with after. Yeah, see the data after first of 18, it is getting selected. So you got it. Like if you want to add customized filter, how you can add it? Simply like, right click. Okay. Then you got it, the filter. So in the filter, whatever the data you want to put it, then add that filter option. Did you got it or like,
Can you show me once again?
yeah. Okay. So let's say suppose this is the data where filter options we have added it. We have removed, let's say suppose the data is there. Our data is now, if you notice, 2018, 2017, 2016, and so
Yes.
data are there. Okay,
Yes, yes.
one option, yeah, one option is there. Like how we can do that? We can simply doing by writing queries, like which we are going to discuss later. Another option, like transform option, how you are doing that. So enter data, you have that. Okay, so you are going to filter it. Okay, so you are changing it or yeah, filtered is selected the data. So data is it is your preview. Okay, here data filter. You got it. Any data has a filter option. It has many options. Okay, there we can also change it. You can see equal, before, after, between. Do not confuse about that. Let's say suppose you put it equal. I'll say you like what is the different option. Select the equal. Here it will say like two types of filter. It's a basic filter or option or and option. We can also put it. Okay, here I want to select the data after 2018. My requirement was data selected after 2018, isn't it? So I select is after. Okay, I changed from equal to is after. Or we can change any options, is after, equal, or anything like, these are the logical operator, like, based on your requirement. That means I will remove the 17 and onwards data. So here is a filter icon is there. This is a calendar icon. I choose the date as per my requirement. My requirement was to display the data after 18, right? 18, let's say January 1. So first 1, 2018, I selected, isn't it? Is after. That means 17 and 16 data should remove. Now press OK. See, the data which are displaying here now after 18 or 19, 17 and 16 data get filtered. You got it? Or
Yes.
yeah,
You,
same
you,
option like yeah, same options you have. Like you can go for less than or something. That's I am not showing. If you show, it will take a long time. Okay. So these are the earliest, nearest, equal, after. Okay, you should try that. And if you are facing an issue, like you can discuss that particular. I am not showing one by one everything. Okay, but this is the option. Like you can put the filter. Okay. So yeah. Now let's say suppose our data set is ready now. Okay, query editor, all the applied steps we have that. We can also like take each of the steps what they are doing or what it's meant for that. Okay, if it is a setting or anything, we can display that. Once our data is ready and ready to like present, what we can do, we have to save that. So what do you have, the option is close and apply. You see, close and apply, that means all the transformation which are there, it will applicable to the data and it will ready for our review. So whatever the data sets is there, it is getting load into the memory of RBI. So I was saying like the Power BI has a free version or free standards. One is the standard edition which we are using. Another is the Pro and the Premium. So this is the standard edition we are seeing now. Once the data is getting saved, so it will by default take 1 GB of data. If you have more than 1 GB data, it will not save it. But yeah, in enterprises, in the organizations, it will have 10 GB have capacity. Okay. So if you got it, like how and where we did modification, then we'll go to the next thing is the tabular view.
yes, I got it.
Yeah. So now once the data is transformed, initial step we transform the data, it is available for all sort of working. If we put the tabular view, if you see in the home page, we have three views are there. One is the report view, one is a table view, another is a model view. So now we are coming to table view. All the data which are imported are available here. The order one, return, sheet one, it is there. All the everything is there. You can see all the query here again in the format. And if you notice this particular thing, if you see the discount is column is there, one of the column, which is a numerical column. Okay. And let's say, suppose our profit is also numerical column. So by default, any numerical column or date column, it is ready for the any sort of transformations, and it is coming with some epsilon uh, reverse E kind of symbol, right? Isn't it? So what we can do, that means by default, Power BI recognize this as a numerical column and it is ready for any sort of calculations that I will show you. Okay. So similarly, we have non-calculation. These are called the non-calculative columns or simply our dimension column. Okay. And these are the our measure column or calculative columns are there. It's called measure columns or amount, date, even postcode it is showing, but yeah, postcode we cannot do any summation or addition. But yeah, ideally the profit, the quantity, the sales, those are getting rounded up. Okay. Similarly, if you go to the other data set, return, we do not have anything, any calculation. So it is showing only one column without that. Sheet one, we have the department and employee number. Employee number, it is thinking, since it's a numerical, it's thinking of, it's ready for any calculation. So it's putting E. Okay. So here as a, like here also, you have quick, quick thing where we can preview the data and we can do modification. These options will be discussing that. And our final thing is our model view. The model view is nothing but here, whatever the data is get imported, you can see it. We'll see all in detail. Do not worry about this thing. Like I am just displaying you the Power BI views. Okay. So here what we can do on model, we can create or build any sort of relationship. Okay. So by default, if Power BI thinks this data and this data can be related, or this data and this data can be related, this data can be related, it is create us a relationship for us. If we want to also modify our relationship, it has all the relations. We're going to see how we are going to build a model. That is very critical part. Okay, can build it. We have the joins and all. It is there. Yeah, just to for your understanding, the model view is nothing but we are doing a relationship. We can also create, build, or remove the relationship. If I think like this data and this data is not related, so I remove the joining condition, or I can build like any relationship it is if it is required. Okay, got it? Got it? All three views.
Yes, I got it. One is for modeling, one
Okay.
is table, and one is the visualization.
Yeah.
Where we
Yeah.
can report
Right.
to the reports.
Yeah. Yeah. We can from the next session onward, like we can start building the report. This is our main query where you can add different pages. You can also rename the pages. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's say it's a fast page. 1 minute charge system. Adding a charge.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. So you can add any page. Okay. Second page, third page, something is there. You can also remove the page if you do not want any pages. So you can delete the page or hide the page. Hide the page is currently not hide while presenting that. Okay, rename the page, delete page. Let's say suppose you do not want anything, you can rename the pages. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, any doubts so far?
So in the visualization part, in the report view, so there is an
Yeah.
unlike data view, data hub is there recently. I think it was recently added at the what
Mhm.
on the top. Get data after that. Excel worksheet.
Yeah,
After that, there is one like
visualize.
data, right? No, not on the
Yeah,
top, on the below the modeling, below modeling.
yeah, below the modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, click on the home page only. There is one like
Okay.
data hub is there after Excel.
Okay, one lake data hub. Okay, so there are actually many way to insert the data. Okay, you can also include the data from your email address. Okay, so as I was saying, okay, I'll go to. So it will ask to like connect to Power BI services for live connection, but we do not have these options here. What you can do is basically like if you have any data which is there either any of the sources, these are some customized source either
Mm.
from SQL server. We'll see that how I will connect to
Yeah.
SQL server or Oracle or any other sources, okay, where we can connect data. So these are different mechanisms to connect the data. Either we can get it the data from the different database, like all these database is there, okay, or we can simply like customize it really quickly. Open Excel workbook, you can click. The thing is same, like you can click all and open Excel, it will open, or you can go to file, open this one, it will also same open, or you can directly click here and you can also import the data directly. Similarly, the SQL server here is readily asking SQL server. Also, you can enter the data manually. Okay, enter data. It will ask to same thing, same as Excel sheet. You can put some value, let's say 1, you can put 2, anything like then 3, you can add column, you can put it the same data XYZ. Today we created some data, right? So MNC, whatever data you can do that. A, B, C, D, whatever. You got it, right? So
Yeah, I
this is
got it.
my table. And name of the table also you can put it. Let's say it's a Nabin table.